This video went viral all over social media. We're talking Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, because this young lady decided to deport her boyfriend since he cheated on her. When I'm talking about deport, she absolutely manipulated him into thinking they were going on a trip, but really she was taking him over to Mexico because she know he couldn't get back into America. This story is wild. Let's hear her story time.
Okay, story time about how I sent my ex-boyfriend back to Mexico without him noticing.
Oh!
Well, to start with, I found out I was being cheated on because we had gone on vacation.
Oh!
So when we got back, I wanted to transfer some photos to my phone. So you know how on an iPhone, when you swipe up, you see a lot of little tabs. And here in the United States, Snap is used a lot.
Snapchat, okay.
So there was a message, and I remember going in to check the messages, and on Snap, messages get deleted. So I remember I saw them.
Huh?
I mean the message, and there were many that were saved, and those can be seen. They aren't deleted. And I remember there were even photos, and I thought, no, I mean, he's cheating on me. And I remember I looked to see the name and checked his contacts.
I ain't gonna lie, they must have been having a good-ass conversation for that guy to want to save it in chat. Snapchat deletes everything. For him to want to keep that conversation in the chat, even though you got a girlfriend that can see your phone at any time, low-key, he wanted to get caught. Low-key, that's what he wanted. There's no way you keeping those conversations in the thread if you're trying to be a cheater. That don't make no sense to me.
I returned to the bathroom and started crying, feeling
Okay.
extremely furious.
Makes sense.
I couldn't just let it go. I felt a strong need for revenge, thinking about various ways to achieve it.
That's crazy.
I considered confronting him about what I saw, throwing him out, but then he might just go to her. I had also helped
You know how devious that is? You don't want to break up and get rid of him, because it would be too easy for him to just be with that girl. What? That's low-key evil in itself. She was dead ass about wanting revenge. You don't even want him to go with the girl. You don't want him to be able to interact with any girl. Why wouldn't you just break up with him and let him choose the girl he want to be with? She is being petty.
I was contemplating the next steps, trying to regain control over the situation.
Yeah.
I felt like, he's the one who benefits from it all, taking advantage of everything.
Yeah.
And I remember what I thought at that moment. Those exact thoughts were like a movie playing in my head. I said to myself firmly, I'm going to send him back to Mexico where he came from. And I thought, well, if I tell him directly to go back to Mexico, he's not dumb. He certainly would understand the implications. No one's going to outright say no to such a plan. He'll just quietly leave my apartment. And I remember I thought this strategy through more than once, over and over again. I'm going to take him back to Mexico myself because he's not going to leave. I said he's never going to leave. Then I remember that San Antonio, where we live, is 2 hours away. San Antonio. And at the same time, from San Antonio, Laredo is 2 hours away too. So I remember that I said I would tell him. He followed everything. So I thought to myself, I'm going to tell him, let's go to San Antonio right now so we can go to Six Flags tomorrow. Because everything was aligned for that. Everything.
This girl
because the next
evil.
day, he was off work. And I remember that I said to him, no, let's go to Six Flags tomorrow and let's leave right now. Right now since it's nighttime, and we'll arrive to make the most of the day. And until the day after tomorrow, we'll come back. And we were already booking at Quinta. And I remember thinking if he wants us to stop, like on the way to the bathroom or something, he'll search the GPS for an exit, like for a gas station or a Stripes or something.
Yeah.
Or if he wants to eat at a Wendy's, something nearby. And then he'll realize we're heading to San Antonio or Laredo. I was thinking about that, and I remember that before leaving, I said to him, like, hey, don't you want to go to the bathroom? Go to the bathroom so we can leave directly and not stop.
This lady makes a perfect arch nemesis. She thought everything through. Yo dumbass probably gonna want to get something to eat. You probably gonna want to stop to use the bathroom. I'm not letting you do anything that's gonna mess up this plan. This lady psychotic at that point. This lady going through every precaution and every measure to make sure she get this man across that border without him suspecting a thing.
And I remember that in front of my house there's a Stripes. So I said, let's buy some things there. And why stop? And I still kept looking at him, like when we were driving on the road. And I said, no, well, I can drive all the way there because it wasn't a long time, just 2 hours or so. And I told him I'd drive the whole way there. You can just fall asleep and promise that when we get to the hotel, I'll talk to you so you can rest. and regain some energy for the days ahead.
You ever heard that phrase, hell have no fury like a woman scorned? This is the exact definition of that. This is a prime example. When a woman want revenge, she will stoop to no level to get it. This lady became an ice enforcer in 24 hours when she found out her boyfriend was cheating. That man thought he could get some unana on the side. This lady had him shipped out the country 24 hours later. This man thought he had things all figured out. She put an end to that. You can't eat, you can't pee. We ain't stopping this car till I get you across that border. That's wild to me.
When we passed the first checkpoint on the way there, we were going to arrive, and I remember thinking, oh no, I mean, will it be okay or will it be wrong? But I remembered the messages, but it made me so mad. I swear I was so angry. I mean, I turned back and I said, yes, it's good that you're doing this. I mean, I was cheering myself on because then I would think, no, I mean, what a bad wait. But then I also thought, I mean, I brought him, well, I'll take him back. And I had paid, and it was like, no, I'm going to take you back. And I remember that we passed the first one. They didn't even tell me anything. And in the second one, when you go into Mexico, you see there's like an area where they stop you, and it's like going through customs to check your stuff.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So on that side, they did that to me. They said, no, go over there. I mean, go to the other side so they can check, because they were going to inspect the van.
Yeah.
And there I rolled down the window, and it was in that window that I raised that they were kind of inspecting, right? And obviously at that point, she had already realized, and she started telling me, no, why are you doing this to me? What you're doing and all that. And, well, I mean, I wasn't saying anything. I mean, I started telling her, like, honestly, I told her, no, well, do you want to be in Cabron? Well, be one. I told her, but start from scratch and come here with her help or something. But you're not going to use me. I told her, if you want to be a cabron, be a cabron. And right now, I'll leave you here. I mean, since he couldn't go back, you know? Because we were already there in the line, and we passed. And there were those permits and all that, so I turned around and dropped him off. And I remember that I was so sarcastic, took out a $50 bill, and threw it at him and said, oh, well, there's for whatever you need, because anyway, I mean, he had his wallet and he had... So the only thing she had left was what she brought for the next day when we were going to Six Flags.
That is wild.
And she did have, well, yeah, she had money and her cell phone. And I said, I mean, I didn't really care.
I know the AI translate keeps saying she, but I just thought about that. He don't have half of the items he got in Dallas or Texas, wherever they at, that he gonna bring to Mexico. All he got on him in Mexico is whatever he's bringing to Six Flags. That's wild. Guess she the one that brought him from Mexico to Dallas. So the fact that he cheated, she thinking to herself, hey, you might as well go back. That's wicked behavior. Do y'all agree with her so far? Would y'all take it to this level that she took it to?
But I remember, I mean, that day when she was returning, I was kind of thinking, oh, good. I mean, what did I do? I mean, I was like one of those times, like, what did I just do? Like a big girl, like, what did I do? This is grown-up stuff, you know? And that's it. I mean, but to this day, I don't regret it at all, not even a bit. I mean, for me, it truly feels like it's the best thing I've done because, well, yeah, dude, I mean, I thought long and hard about the whole thing. I mean, I was deceived, but never was I used, and that's it. I mean, that decisive action was my revenge, my own sweet payback. Nothing to say about it like that, but I recommend doing it. I mean, really, to this day, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad about it. So I say like, oh, that's good. I mean, like, and got you.
That's a wild ass situation if we being honest. That man cheated on her. So she said, I'm not gonna let you go be with that girl. I'm gonna remove you from the country. This man got stuck. She took that man back to Mexico. You wanna be a freaky deaky. Now you gotta get your freak on over there in Mexico. That's wicked behavior. Hey, yo! It is what it is at that point, chat. Let me know what y'all think. Is her revenge justified?